Welcome. Elevation Nation Conversations. I appreciate y'all for sharing, and subscribing to the channel. The views are going up, so we're gonna keep staying consistent with it. I know y'all see the topic or the title of the video. Stand on your business and use what you got to get what you want. Men, we gotta look at the pot or the cup as half full, not half empty. Everything don't always go our way in life, or some things go wrong and go awry. Some things get messed up. But you gotta look at the cup as half full and see what you can learn from it and take from it and build off of to get better with or to use to your advantage. I can take my case as an example. I'm 49 years old. I had a trucking company from 2019 until about February 2023. I had 2 drivers, 2 trucks, 2 trailers, and I built it all by myself, using my credit, my money that I saved up from working jobs, from driving trucks myself, and business loans and things like that to build the company. I retired myself in 2018 when I started that company. I said I no longer wanted to work no more. I no longer want to drive trucks no more. I'm going to employ people, and I'm going to do other things. Like I write books, I do Airbnbs, I do a lot of stuff. I mentor, I teach guys how to get their CDLs. So I basically retired myself in 2018 from nothing. I built it all from nothing. But in 2023, the trucking business kind of went downhill a little bit as far as the rates, and the insurance went up. The rates of the price of fuel went up. So it kind of caused things to kind of be unstable. So I chose to shut it down. But when I chose to shut it down, I saw that I was going to have to go back to work. I was going to have to go back to driving trucks. That's something that I didn't want to do, but we do what we got to do to maintain and continue building. It's just a little dip in the road. We're coming back up. And I hated that fact, but yeah, I had to come back to work a job and deal with these folks and put my plan in motion, my next plan. That's where I'm at right now. I'm at work right now. So what I do is while I'm at work, I use work to my benefit. I'm here making a check. I got benefits. I got insurance for me and my daughter. And while I'm here, when I'm on my downtime, I'm studying. Because now I'm in school. I'm in school to get an associate's degree in information technology so I can get away from the trucking industry, make more money, and still be in a career field where I can go to work. And if I want to get another trucking company, I can. I can build another trucking company. So while I'm at work getting paid and being somewhere where I don't want to be, which is here, but we all got to work, we all got to eat, we got to feed our families and feed ourselves, I use it to my advantage. I study while I'm here at work, and while I'm waiting on my next loads and things like that in my downtime, I jump out the truck and I do some exercise or something. So while I'm at work, I can get my push-ups in, I can get my squats in, all that. So you got to use what you got to get what you want, get where you got to go. So while I'm at work, I'm doing push-ups, I'm doing squats, I'm studying for my classes so I can go ahead and get this degree, move into another career field. So I'm steady building myself back up from a temporary fall. That's how you got to look at it. You got to use what you got to get what you want. When I started writing my kids' books, I used to take my daughter to the bookstore all the time and we go get books. I love to read. My daughter likes to read. And we would go to the bookstore and I would say, man, they don't got enough books for black kids. I don't see a lot of books with black kids on them, with black themes. So I took that as an opportunity to say, you know what? Let me write my own books. It can't be no harder than me writing my own records. I used to be in the music business. I wrote records, produced records, all that from nothing, from just a thought in my head. So you manifest it. So I say, I know if doing music, if I broke it down to the smallest molecule on how to do music, get in the music business, get record deals, get publishing deals, create songs, do shows, I know I can manifest writing a book. This ain't shit. I'm already writing records. So all I did was base the books on me and my daughter's life and made it a kid's book about my 9-year-old daughter. It's on bookshelves right now. It's in Barnes and Noble. It's online. It's in Walmart. And I used what I had to get what I want. I wanted to see more books based on black kids, and I used what I had, which is my skill to articulate, describe, and write. Instead of writing songs, I wrote a book. And what's funny is the first book, I wrote the first book like a song, like a rhyming song, because I used to write records. So I wrote the book like a rhyme. You know, it's called The Man in the Blue Pants. So it's about me coming home from work, and my daughter used to like to sit and watch and wait for me to come home from work. So she used to call me the Man in the Blue Pants. But I wrote the books. I found out, okay, how do you get a book published? How can I find an illustrator? How can I get them pressed up? How can I get them distributed? And I just started researching. Nowadays with Google, with Google, you should be able to figure out any and everything. There should be nothing in the world that you can't figure out. And I figured it out. I put up my own money. I used what I had to get what I wanted. I used what I had, which was working at a job and having my own trucking company. I took that money from the trucking company and put it into the books. Now I got my own books pressed up. They on the market, and they circulating in the world. So man, don't never look at your situation as half empty. You gotta look at it as half full and see what can you gain and get out of that situation. What can you use? How can you use that situation to your benefit, to make you better, or help you get something out of it that you can use as an asset later on? Another thing I did was when I had the trucking company was doing very well. Had assets, had great business credit, had business bank accounts, they had bank statements, balance sheets, P&L statements. So I used my business credit to go get an apartment and lease it under my trucking company's LLC. I told the property complex that, yeah, this is an apartment for my drivers. When they need to get off the road, they can come stay at the apartment and things like that. But I used that apartment as an Airbnb spot. So I used to rent it out to travel nurses and things like that. I think the apartment rent was like, man, I think it was like maybe $1,500. It was in a nice area, whatever. But I would charge the tenants that were renting it out, and they had to rent it for at least 2 months or more, because they would be on contract from other states, and they would come here and they would stay at the apartment. But I would charge them $2,300, and they would pay that no problem. So that was me using my trucking business to start another business where I was able to make another $500, $600, $700 a month income, no problem. So that's all about using what you got to get what you want. I'm a big advocate of that. Right now I'm in the process of going back to school, something I don't want to do, didn't want to do, but it's necessary. Because I don't want to, definitely want to be in the truck driving field no more. I've kind of hit the ceiling on that. The only thing I want to do dealing with trucks is own my own company again, employ drivers, or I want to be a teacher where I can teach other guys how to be drivers and, get their CDL license. But I decided I needed to go to school. I need to go to school and get me a degree in IT, computer information technology, cybersecurity, or something. That's a new field. I see it expanding in the future. So I need to put myself in that position. So while I'm here at work, on my downtime at work, I'm gonna do a little studying. While so I'm in school, and let this help me alleviate some time in the process on what I need to be doing as far as studying and things like that while I'm here at work. I use it as study time. I use it as exercise time. So it's a win-win. You have to maximize your time in the day that you have. You cannot spend your day chasing bitches, chasing pussy, trying to get drunk, trying to get high. You have to maximize your hours in a day, because we only got 24 hours in a day. You need to sleep, 7, 8, 10 of those hours. You got to work 8 to 10 hours. So you really only have a small window to put in plan or put in the mix of what you want to do and how to execute it. So you got to stand on business. You cannot be out there playing. Running around there playing will get you lost in the sauce. You find yourself 60 years old and you ain't got shit. You got to put that time in now. You got to put that sacrifice in now, so it will pay off later and you can get what you got coming to you, on the back end. But I do remember the feeling, how great of a feeling it was when I had my own company and I saw that, I started this process a year ago. Now here it is, and now I'm able to not have to go to work. I can get up, do what I want to do. I can smoke me a motherfucking joint or a blunt or whatever if I want to. I dispatch my drivers, go check on my trucks. I ain't got to get up and go nowhere. I can take my daughter to school. I can rip and run how I want to do. I said, man, this is the fucking life. That's what I loved. I was like, man, this is the fucking life. Having your own. And that's something that I'm going to get back to. I'm in the process of working and building that back up and getting back to that, but that's the beautiful thing of it. It's your mindset. It's your mindset. You gotta have a mindset. It's all about your mindset. Your mindset will take you a long way, and it'll take you distances and places you never thought you could go. But you gotta have that thought. So you gotta think it, you gotta speak it, you gotta move on it, you gotta believe it, and it will take you places where you thought you would never be. I'm living proof of that. I was in LA doing music, man. I met some of the people, some people that I never thought I would meet, just by putting myself out there, standing on business, telling folks, hey, this is who I am, this is what I do, and me actually being that and doing that. People not gonna believe you if you saying something and you're not really that, or you're not doing it, you're not being it. It don't work like that. You gotta be that shit. You have to be what you say you are. Stand on it. But I ain't gonna talk too long. Get back to doing my exercise while I'm out here at work and doing my studying. But I just want to tap in with y'all and say, look, you gotta stand on business and use what you got to get what you want. And believe me, it worked. You have your ups and your downs, but if you stay on it and you stay diligent and you stay persistent and stay dedicated, it always rise back up. And you can't watch and be looking at everybody else's race. You gotta stay focused and watch your race. Pay attention to what you're doing, what your goals are, and your incremental steps to get you to that finish line, to that goal, what you're trying to get to. So, just want to tap in. I said once I got to 1,000 subscribers, I was gonna start putting more personal stuff about me on here, not just reaction videos and things like that. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Get me to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get to that 5,000, 10,000 mark. And we're going to keep building. I'm going to keep showing y'all along the process of what we're doing and what we got going on. And we're just going to build it from there. So I'll check y'all on the next one. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Hit that like, share, subscribe button. Elevation Nation Conversations, God Body Sean. Appreciate y'all. Peace.